It's the NFL on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's all up next.
Opened back in 2003, have a look at the Lincoln Financial Field, where 70,000 are rocking and ready to go in Philadelphia. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. 6'4" Jordan Love taking the field for the first time. The 2020 first-round pick from Utah State, set to lead Green Bay.
And at the start of Jordan Love's NFL career, he had one of the best seats in the stadium watching Aaron Rodgers work. But now he's looking for more than that. Rocket arm, big play potential, and he wants to show this organization that he's capable of being a dependable starter for the foreseeable future.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now.
I think what we just saw their partner was linebacking speed that can trump O-line power. We see that at times because he filled the gap before the offensive lineman could get to the next level and take him on.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Here's Love. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
And darn right, they did something to disrupt that timing.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7.
But defensively, you really can't script the start much better. You get a 3 and out and a sack.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. They kept him short of a first down on 1st and 2nd down. And then on 3rd down, they pick up a sack. What tremendous momentum for them to start this game.
On 4th down, the Packers called on Daniel Whelan to punt. Britton Covey deep for Philadelphia.
And taken right on the 30. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The 2nd-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley.
Gets past one man. And some good running out of the gates as he takes this up to the 33. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Again, it's Barkley. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Trying to find Barkley on the out route, and he's got him. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now it's 3rd and 3.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
So 1st and goal now from the 7-yard line. Throwing is Hurts. This is caught. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. Barkley. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts, a 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Eagles are on the board first here this afternoon.
Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
The Packers offense here coming back out for their 2nd drive.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
From the 41, here's a 2nd down and 4.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Now Love. That one caught downfield by Watson. Touchdown, Packers. Christian Watson, 45 yards. And the Packers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Just a 4-play drive that time.
And it was all capped off by a touchdown catch from Christian Watson. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards for number 11.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So from the 37, here's 2nd and 4. Hurts.
Complete. Smith has it. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Devontae Smith.
37 yards. And the Eagles have taken the lead. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? R-A-C?
Run after catch. And he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
Elliott on for the extra point. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it was finished off by a touchdown from Devontae Smith.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Jacobs going to try the middle. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Here now a 3rd down and 8.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground.
Even keeping the back end for extra protection on 3rd down, they still could prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
Here's Daniel Whelan now.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. 39 yards on the punt. Give him just 1 yard on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Out route, and it's complete to Brown.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. Up the middle with Barkley. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
They keep it with Barkley on 1st down.
Down to the 42, 2nd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
2nd down at 6 now from the 42. A handoff to Barkley on the option.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
This pass hauled in by Dotson.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
2nd and 7. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted.
And the Packers are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw or maybe the ball's tipped or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here.
Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. A 4-receiver set here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right, 2nd and 6. Love looking to throw it.
That's going to be caught downfield by Reed. Down the left sideline.
Touchdown, Packers!
Jaden Reed, 75 yards. And the Packers are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Eagles offense back out getting set for this next drive.
They start from scratch here, so to speak. 14 all following the interception last time that led to a score. Now they've got it 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts.
To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Now they try to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hopefully they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a 1st down.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Airing it out deep for Smith.
This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Oh, my goodness. I'll tell you what. 3rd down, all you're thinking is, what can we do to keep this drive going to get enough yardage to move the sticks? You're certainly not thinking about taking this one almost the length of the field, but that's exactly what happens here. What a play, and what a change of fortunes.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
Hurts going to keep it running right.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Jalen Hurts
keeping it himself from 7 yards out. And the Eagles have moved out in front. Well, Charles, he's already proven that he's not afraid to tuck that football down on the option, and he's into the end zone for the 2nd time in the game.
And that's exactly what you need from your quarterback, the ability to run the ball fearlessly. And, in fact, many quarterbacks will tell you running the football doesn't scare them. Standing in the pocket and taking blindside hits, that's what terrifies them.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Green Bay offense ready to take over.
And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Reed. Getting this inside the 30.
And 22 more yards there and another first down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Play action this time with Love. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Nolan Smith brings him down on the pass rush. But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. And they'll send the tight end in motion. To throw now. Here's Love.
Got Dobbs over the middle.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles 16. Give them 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Love.
That's hauled in by Musgrave for the Packer touchdown.
A 1-yard touchdown pass.
And the Packers are an extra point away from drawing level. So what a start. It's not often you even get 3 possessions in a first quarter, but he now has 3 touchdown passes. Now McManus for the extra point. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Now 2nd and 9. Now back to throw. He's got Smith here. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. These two teams all tied after 1. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession. And this offense on 3rd down today, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. That is caught. And finally, he's taken down at the 18. A big play there for Philly. 46 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him, and he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Back to throw here. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
2nd down and 6 now. They'll look to throw again. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And the Eagles are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Throwing is Hurts. And this is caught. Touchdown,
Philadelphia. Jahan Dotson, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Eagles have moved out in front. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far and fun to watch. Elliott good with a PAT, and they will take a 7-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Packers offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out onto the field. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Play fake. Here's Love. And they're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. They will run the draw with Jacobs. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And the tackle there by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Pretty effective blitz there to stop the draw play right in its tracks.
And actually, when they blitz, draw play's supposed to work very well. You're supposed to have them bypass the runner, and he slips past them. But they put their eyes in the right place, took away all the creases, and slowed him down in a big way.
He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Love from the gun on 3rd down. Steps away to his left. And Love is going to slide down and pick up the first. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
In motion right, one of the tight ends. On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. A short throw to Musgrave. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 21. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run, because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Now Love. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Packers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
3rd and 4 is always a tough call. Maybe a little too long to run for it, but not too long to hit him on the quick slant. And that was well executed. Found the window and zipped it right in there.
In motion, the tight end. Working out of the gun. Love. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Romeo Doubs from 6 yards away. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. So the numbers are starting to pile up here early on. We have yet to reach halftime, yet that is already now 4 touchdown passes. McManus now for the extra point. He's got it. This thing's turning a bit wild here. We're tied at 28. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And that drive all capped off with a Romeo Doubs touchdown. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Jalen Hurts bringing the Eagles out for their next drive. Last series, the ball never hit the ground. 6 of 6, touchdown pass, so whatever he did then, do it again, right?
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of when I watched the best quarterbacks throw 7-on-7 or even routes versus air. They're accurate. The receivers catch it. The ball never touches the ground. Or if you want to take it to basketball, a well-executed fast break, right? Pass, 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 finish at the rim, basket. Yeah, ball never hits the ground there either.
Well, sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
Open man is Goddard, the tight end. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
The offense on 3rd down, no problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Hurts. He's got his line back out of the backfield. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
Oh, that's a big let-off there on 3rd down because you've got to account for the running back coming out of the backfield. They didn't, and they got burned, not just for a 1st down, but for big yardage as well.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Here's Hurts to throw. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up second and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Here's 2nd and 3. Hurts sets up to throw it.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Brown goes in motion left.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 23. That'll put him up over 160 yards receiving now for the game. They can't seem to stop it. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So you got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and that'll make it 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 9.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
Quay Walker came through to make the sack.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here. 3rd and long.
They're going to look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop.
Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards.
This from 54 yards away. And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. So an 8-play drive gets him down there, but play number 9, that winds up a missed field goal.
And they definitely moved the ball well. That's a drive where you hate to come away with nothing.
The Packers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football.
No gain on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch. But even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss. But that window closed quickly.
Love looking to throw it. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was a tight end.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
51 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Here's Love. That's complete to Dobbs. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive. This offense on the march.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Here's Jacobs. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Defense simply not fooled by the draw there.
Well, they were thinking run to begin with, and what they tell their defensive linemen is play the run on your way to the quarterback. If someone shows, go get him, and that's exactly what they did.
Love now. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over it that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
6 plays got him down here. This is play number 7, 3rd and goal. In motion goes the tight end. Love, this is 3rd and goal. Forced out to his left. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Now McManus will line up for the field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by McManus is good, and they have regained the lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the gun, it's Hurts. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Good defensive call right there because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. That's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
Back to throw now on first down.
That one complete down the field to Smith.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter.
Well, it worked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively. Just too hard to keep him under wraps. It delivers a big play here for this offense.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Throwing is Hurts.
And he's got his man on the out route. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's 2nd down. Now back to throw. Touchdown, Eagles!
Devontae Smith on the receiving end from Jalen Hurts. And the Eagles have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. So that really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up scoring late in this first half.
And remember, they've got a chance to double dip here because they're going to get the ball first to start the 3rd quarter. So they potentially could go up 2 scores before the other guys get a chance to do anything.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it was finished off by a touchdown from Devontae Smith. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, they'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle.
And some room to maneuver.
And how about that for just running out the clock?
And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2.
Final play of the half, Love. He's going to throw one up for the end zone.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We just watched a fine first half out of the mobile quarterback. That's Jalen Hurts. He's over 300 yards passing already as he's looking to possibly put his name in the record book.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line can play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Now 2nd and 3. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Man open left side is Brown. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Credit the defense there to Quay Walker, getting behind the line of scrimmage before they could rip off any sort of a gain.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Hurts. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football into places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw here. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jahan Dotson with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as his guys are able to extend their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Elliott on for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was Jahan Dotson with a touchdown catch to finish things off. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The visitors' offense and running back Josh Jacobs set to take over once more. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
Now a give to Jacobs running right. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Now Love. Short throw, he's got Kraft. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 13 yards, 1st down Packers. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Love. That's to Kraft, the tight end. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His 2nd catch in a row, 1st down.
And that's why defensive coaches preach swarming to the football. It's usually going to take more than one guy to get that big man down.
And it did right there. Multiple broken tackles, but they eventually get him down. To throw now. Here's Love. They'll complete this one to Watson. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. 79 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2nd down and 3. Throwing. Love. Touchdown! Romeo Doubs. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Packers have got it back to within a score. So a strong drive here to lead off this 3rd quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we didn't put our best foot forward in the 1st half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
The Packer offense and Jordan Love staying out there, so they're going to try to go for 2. They'll try to run it with Jacobs. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead down to a single point. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And able to get this out to the 25. The Eagles offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Nice satisfying run on 1st down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Hurts. He dumps it off to Barkley. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line.
The Packers offense and Romeo Doubs getting ready to go back to work. And you see the numbers for him into this third quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open throughout.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Love, they go play action now. That'll be caught right side by Reed. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
Made the quick throw there outside the numbers, and you can feel the thought process. They just wanted to get in his hands and let him make a play. But how about the job they did defensively to keep him bottled up? Instead, they tackle him for a loss.
To pass, here's Jordan Love.
Short throw, he's got Kraft.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Try to run for it with Jacobs. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
From just shy of midfield,
Love. Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Love looking to throw it.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Play action this time with Love. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
And, partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Love from the gun on third down. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Give that sack to Nakobe Dean.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
On now is the Packers punter as he's on here to punt it away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
The home team's offense had their quarterback ready to go once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. They begin with a run by Barkley. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
He's got Smith here. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it's 3rd and 4 now.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Here's Hurts to throw. This short throw caught by Goddard. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch and turn upfield and pick up the first down.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And it'll be Packer football here, first down and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Counter play with Jacobs. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. Well, I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Here's Love. Short throw. He's got Kraft. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. From the 43, here's 2nd and 2. They'll run right here with Jacobs. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 115 yards on the ground here for Jacobs, and this is a first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
On play action, Love to throw. And he's got it. It's caught from Packers touchdown. Tucker Kraft, 26 yards. And the Packers have taken the lead here this 3rd quarter. So add another one into the touchdown column. What a game. That is now 6 touchdown passes for him so far in this one. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
McManus's point after is good, and that will make this a 4-point game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Got him in. It's Brown. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Throwing again on 2nd down.
Hurts. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Oh, nice defensive effort there, providing the hit as the ball got to the receiver, separates him from the catch, and normally he's a sure-handed target.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. He'll drop to throw.
That is caught.
And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 35. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Charles, he's now over 400 yards passing in this one. It feels like he has a zillion completions. Just a very memorable effort from a guy that we thought could be in line for a big game, and he has exceeded our expectations.
That he has, and I'm not really surprised at all because when you look at this offensive unit, they are loaded across the board. And, of course, the guy throwing them, he's a big-time player himself. They brought it from start to finish and really helped get the better of the opposing secondary. Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops and escape this drive.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep as he'll go instead with Barkley.
And a short gain down to about the 33. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders. At that time, finally a measure of revenge as they get him down behind the line.
It almost felt like relief, didn't it? Because with the success he's had throughout this game, you'd almost expect him to get free and pick up 10 to 15 every time he takes off. Not in that case. That has to feel good for the defense.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that'll bring him back within a point.
So give him 3 on that drive. You know, normally you'd say we'll take it, but the way points have been flying around, it feels like a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, you just have to wonder, are field goals going to be enough? Because as you pointed out, the way touchdowns have been scored, does kicking a field goal actually put you at a disadvantage the rest of the way?
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far. Love now. He finds his man, complete. It's Reed. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Second and a couple. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the fourth quarter play. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important third down.
The offense on third down tonight, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. Once again, it's Jacobs. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 127 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 9. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he is finally taken down, but not before he gets it to the Eagles' 20. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game, 1st and 10 here. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. Got Dobbs over the middle. And the Packers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. And he's got it. And it's a Packers touchdown. Jaden Reed from 4 yards out. And the Packers get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. So that is going to tie an NFL record that has stood for more than 70 years. 7 touchdown passes in one game. It was first done by Sid Luckman of the Bears in 1943, then by Adrian Burke of the Eagles in 54, and now that mark equaled here in this one. Extra point from McManus is good, and that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They go play action with Hurts. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Lucas Van Ness picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. The Eagles send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Off the play fake, Love. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase this fourth quarter deficit. And this series could very well determine our outcome. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 2. Throwing is Hurts. Over the middle here to Brown. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 yards for number 11.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a fourth down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. It's caught. Smith. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
2 yards left on 2nd down from the 9. Up the middle with Barkley. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
1st and goal. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion here are musts. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. The carry here for the big tight end. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Eagles have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So part 1 of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. And he will get into the end zone for 2. And this game now tied here in the 4th. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted a tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done. Get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
This one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 6. Now Love. He finds his receiver, Watson. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a 1st down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. Down to the 22-yard line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
2nd and 6. They run it with Jacobs. And he's going to take this close to the 1st down marker as he stopped at the Eagles 17.
It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
On third down, here comes Jacobs. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was third and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And the Eagles are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
Now, they were in a great position to take the lead, Charles. Obviously, all they needed was a field goal to do that. They wanted the touchdown. Unfortunately, they're going to get neither.
And you know every offense talks about the same thing each week, don't they, Brandon? They want to end every drive with a kick, whether it's a field goal attempt, a point after the touchdown, or at worst a punt. This time they had that opportunity but didn't get it because you know the field shrinks that close to the end zone, and that allows a defense to tighten up their coverage, and they picked that one off.
Hurts.
Over the middle, complete. It's Brown. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Now a tip of the cap to the man under center, Charles. He just went over 400 yards passing in this ball game. He's got the touchdown passes to boot, taking pretty good care of the ball. Just all around a really solid performance.
Yeah, just check, 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 and check, right? Because he certainly showed he was worthy of the trust that his team put in him. A handful of touchdowns to his credit thus far.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
With Sean Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback.
Well, they had the right down and the definite distance to take a shot downfield, but it didn't work out the way that they had envisioned.
No, that's a situation where if you take a sack close to the line of scrimmage, it's not that bad, but a loss like that, you can't take a sack there.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing you cannot do, they did.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running. Third down. They'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big play that time on the catch and run. 35 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
They'll give it to Barkley off the option play.
And shedding him off now open field.
He's still on his feet.
Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley, 52 yards.
And the Eagles strike quickly to take the lead here in the 4th.
Bottom line, when you play a runner with these talents, you've got to be able to wrap up and get him on the ground. Or the first person who gets there, hold him up long enough for the next wave to get there and get him down. Otherwise, he will continue downfield and find pay dirt.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Completed out left to Dobbs. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. To pass. Here's Jordan Love. Short throw. He's got Kraft. So he stopped for no gain. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
Well, this crowd trying to force a false start here. 3rd and inches. Now a give to Jacobs running right. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
That gets him the first down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Love. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Now Love to Dobbs, and he hauls it in. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Love looking to throw it. Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Here's 2nd down and 3. Here's Love. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Just the 1 timeout remaining as they try to navigate this 2-minute drill. 1st and 10. Love looking to throw. Dancing to his left, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's third and long. Love. Short throw. He's got Kraft. And he will hustle out of bounds. That stops the clock. But, boy, that's just a very minimal gain. And also, keep in mind, it's fourth down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's fourth down. Here's Love. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any fourth down stop is a big momentum play.
So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Eagles are winners here as we say so long from Philadelphia.